Another week, another yap sesh from me. Welcome, I hope you're all doing well. This week has been a week, that's for sure. I went and saw Shen Yun this week, which was interesting. I took like a video when I was at Shen Yun. I took a video from right after I came home from Shen Yun with some of my thoughts, so I'll probably just whack that clip in here now so I don't have to reiterate myself. But I just went and saw Shen Yun, and I had some immediate thoughts that I wanted to say about it, but I'll probably talk about it again later this week. But first I want to show my outfit. It's my Coach bag. Isn't it cute? I need to go put that suitcase away. Any excuse to get even moderately dressed up. Shen Yun was interesting. I knew it was Falun Gong cult propaganda before I went in because I'm not stupid. So I knew it would have propaganda. I was a little shocked about how on the nose some of the propaganda was. The first dance that they had, I was like, uh-oh. It was like, oh, okay, they believe this shit. It's not that it's shit, like I understand why people believe it, but yeah, just the funny like animations of them coming down from the heavens through like the universe into the solar system and onto Earth. I was like, oh, okay. And then they had, but it was fun, it was nice, it was cool. I really like the dancing. They're very talented, they're all extremely talented. That's the first thing I'll say. And then there was another dance that was really on the nose, which was about a girl who meets like a nice guy in town, and he gives her a book that I guess has the Falun Dafa principles, and she gets caught with it and it causes trouble, and her brother is like a police officer. When I tell you, the first time you see the brother in his police officer uniform and you see him from the back and it's with the hammer and sickle on the fucking back, I was like, oh, that's right, don't let us forget they're communists. Anyway, so her and her, like, she ends up convincing her brother to like convert to Falun Gong, but then they both get, their house gets raided and they both get captured. He ends up freed, but she is killed by the Communist Party. And like there's this part where this doctor comes in and then they drag her back, and my first thought was like, surely they're not going to do a free organ harvesting, are they? They drag her back and they come out the side with like a case with a heart, like a human heart on the side, anatomically correct heart. And I was like, they did the organ harvesting thing. It was, I was like, we're going now, aren't we? And then after that there was a song by like, oh my god, they have this gorgeous soprano. She was amazing, so talented, and I know that this was Falun Gong's belief, so I wasn't surprised when she said it. But as she was singing, there was a line in there, because the song was talking about how humans are divine heavenly beings, and they need to conquer like modernity as a threat that needs to be conquered. And then there's this one line in the song and she's belting, it's beautiful, and the line is atheism and evolution are Satan's design, or something like Satan's distraction, something like that. I was like, I was just thinking, like, I wonder how many people came to this show maybe knowing that it's Falun Gong propaganda, but not knowing that Falun Gong doesn't believe in evolution, and they've probably seen this and be like, what the and then yeah, all the stories are kind of silly, but it's cute, it's nice. The dancing is really good, the music, the orchestra is amazing. And then the next number that's really on the nose is the last one. It's another one of like the Communist Party are like, the police are like attacking the Falun Gong who are protesting peacefully, and then like the Falun Gong are holding up like this flag. It's like prosperity, blah blah, like whatever their 3-character slogan is. They get chased around or whatever, and the guy who was holding the flag is being chased by this one soldier and police officer, and the officer like falls and hurts his knee, and the Falun Gong guy is helping him up, but the police officer's struggling in return, but then eventually he accepts the help and he's on the ground. The Falun Gong guy puts him on the ground and then like is kneeling next to him holding up this sign, and I was like, I don't know about this. I don't know, it was just like, you have to suspend your disbelief to an extreme amount. And then I guess the god to protest like all the attack on Falun Gong, have like this giant tsunami comes in and is wiping everything out, but the Falun Gong members get down there like praying, and God comes down from heaven and like makes the water go down so that I guess the communists are vanquished, but Falun Gong isn't. I don't know, but it was really good. I said all of that and then I'm like, it's really good. It was really good. I've wanted to go for years, so glad to finally go. And I liked it. It was super propaganda-y, so if you're thinking of going, just be aware of that. And if you are gonna be like offended by people saying screw atheism and screw evolution, then sorry. It's true though, you can't, if you believe that humans literally came down from the heavens and were placed on the earth, you can't simultaneously believe in evolution, so you can't really be surprised if they're going to say something like that. But yeah, and the other thing I was going to say is they have like this obsession with the underwater kingdom. I've not heard about this underwater kingdom stuff from Falun Gong before, so now I want to go and read about it, because I was like, why do they keep going underwater to like this water kingdom? So I'm gonna look that up, because I was like, what in the world? I knew the space stuff, I didn't know the undersea stuff, so I'm gonna have to look it up. But God, everyone was so beautiful. Like, the girls were stunning. There was a few of the girls in particular I was looking at during the show, and I was just like, oh my God, I wish I looked like you. I would give anything to look like that. I ought to go to bed. It is 10:30. I still need to take my makeup off and get dressed and go to bed because I have work tomorrow. It's only Wednesday night. And I've been exhausted all week, so wish me luck. I'll see you shortly. It was good. I'm glad I went. I always wanted to go, but it was strange. It was very strange. Work this week was just so difficult. I got a bunch of work done on Tuesday, and then something happened with my Excel spreadsheet and I lost all the work I had done right before I left work, and it put me in like a terrible mood, and I didn't want to redo what I had done all week. So I didn't I don't think I redid it all until Thursday or Friday this week, but anyway, this week was such a waste. Thankfully though, Monday is like a regional holiday, so I don't have to go to work tomorrow. It's the best news I've ever had. It's great. And then yesterday, me and 2 of my friends from work drove 2 hours there and 2 hours back to go to a bookstore. This bookstore was having, it's like specifically a romance bookstore about 2 hours from where we live, and they were having like an International Women's Day event, and if you're one of the first 20, like, you got a goodie bag. Oh yeah, I broke this nail by the way, but just pretend you didn't see that. If you were the first 20, you got like a goodie bag. Anyway, we woke up in the morning on the day we were going to go, and we knew like there's a pretty low chance we would be first 20, but we were going, the store was opening at 10, so we were going to leave so we could be there at 9:30. And this bookstore is in like a small rural town, okay? So just that is important context. It's not like it's in a big city, it's in a small rural town. So I woke up at like 6 o'clock on Saturday, and my friend, she messaged me and was like, oh, I looked at the Instagram story for the bookstore, and people have been waiting outside since 3:45 this morning, and I was like, that is jobless motherfucking behavior. There is no way you would catch me. Like, what the fuck? Is this 1960 and the internet doesn't really exist yet, and you need to go and sit outside the box office to be able to get like tickets to the fucking Beatles? Why are you outside a bookstore at 3:45? Anyway, ridiculous. And then they had like a new release in there. It was good to go see it. I'd love to go back another time where it's not so busy and actually be able to browse without there being so many people. But I did get, well, a few books, and I spent a fucking fortune. So I got these 4 books. Look at them. Look, I'm a Kindle girl. Ever since I got my Kindle, I pretty much read everything on Kindle unless I'm borrowing a book from someone. But I did decide I will buy hard copies of books if I've either read it and it's like one of my all-time favorites. So eventually I'll be getting like Throne of Glass in a hardcover book set. But I'm only going to buy hardcovers, and I'm only going to buy things, it doesn't exclusively have to be sprayed edges, but I prefer hardcover sprayed edges. So this book is not hardcover, but it does have the beautiful gold sprayed edges. So I thought, you know what, I'll allow it. Oh. I went in only knowing that I was going to get one of these books. And I wasn't too sure, like I didn't do any research before I went there or whatever. But we spotted this book when we got in, myself and one of my friends. It's A Kingdom of Stars and Shadows by Holly Renee. And it sounds really good. It sounds good. Half-breed prince. I'm gonna assume this is going to be a dark romance because I think all of these are dark romances. I haven't read a dark romance in so long that I'm actually like a little bit intimidated. Oh great, it's got a content warning. Great. This book contains depictions of sexually explicit scenes, violence, assault, and sexual assault. It contains mature language, themes, and content that may not be suitable for all readers. Reader discretion is advised. But I'm looking forward to reading this one actually. It looks really beautiful and very intriguing blurb on the back. Yeah, I paid like far too. This was like $30. Anyway, I'll allow it. Small business, women owned. I'll make an exception. And then this was their like new release on the day. I mean, Does It Hurt by H.D. Carlton has been out for a while. My friend has already read this. I had to get it though. Like the cover, like pictures don't do it justice. The cover is gorgeous, but mostly it's these edges that I'm obsessed with. Oh my god, it's just, it's beautiful. My friend has read this and she talked about this one scene in particular, and I was like, oh, interesting. So look at this. Oh my gosh, gorgeous. Apparently it's set in Australia, so that is exciting. I'm sorry, I can't take this shit serious. That is... What? Oh my god, she's got a playlist. That is so funny. I've never read H.D. Carlton before. Oh god, there's another content warning. Important note, this is a dark romance that contains very triggering situations such as graphic violence and gore, graphic murder, graphic language, unaliving self-ideation, mentions of unaliving self, depression and anxiety, PTSD, near-death situations, stranded in the middle of the ocean, dub/non-con, mentions of, it starts with in and ends with cess, and yeah, I can't say half these things. Child abuse, mentions of rape and other forms of abuse, kidnapping, and explicit sexual situations for 18 plus. There are also particular kinks such as autosassinophilia, arousal by risk of being killed, breath play, degradation, and sadomasochism. I just want to read about fairies. Like, why did I go to this store? We were in there and like, oh, I think we were lining up to check out, and they were playing like almost exclusively Taylor Swift, and oh, my washing machine just finished, and Enchanted by Taylor Swift was playing, and one of my friends, she goes, this song is too pure for this store, and I was inclined to agree. I am really excited for this one. First of all, rose gold sprayed edges. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm obsessed with rose gold. All He'll Ever Be by W. Winters. It is a like dark Beauty and the Beast retelling. I am excited for this one. I really, really want to read this. Where's the content warning? Oh my gosh, she dedicated it to her grandmother. That is I'm sorry, that's crazy. Yeah, there's no content warning in this one. That makes me more excited. I'd rather be surprised than know before we get started. It's so intimidating with this content warning. And then this was the only book I went in knowing I was going to get. It's Den of Vipers by K.A. Knight. One of my friends has also read this. Look at that. And she's told me about some of the scenes I have in store, and this one's going to be crazy as well. One girl, 4 guys. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Oh my gosh. She didn't put a content warning. I don't think. Oh gosh, the pages are like stuck together from being foiled. Wow. This is gonna be gorgeous. They're just so pretty. I'm like, you know what, even if I read these and they cause me like immense trauma or something like that, at least they'll look good on the shelf. I can't get over it. I cannot get over it. Look at that. It's just cute. It's just so pretty. Oh gosh, they're very heavy. So yeah, that was like $250, which is just nuts. And then we went to a creperie that was just down the road. Oh my god, it was so good. We just got like me and one of my friends, we literally just got this buckwheat crepe that had ham and cheese on it, and it was delicious. Just ham and cheese. And then our other friend got something a little bit more elaborate, and she said that was really good too. But we all got like savory crepes. Oh, it was yummy. It was worth the drive. I had a good time, and I don't mind driving, like hence why I offered to be the one to drive. I don't mind doing it. And then on the way back, I finally figured out how to use my cruise control. It was spinning me out. I was like, this is amazing. The only thing I don't like is if it wants you to be so far away from the car in front of you, which is good for safety, but if it senses the car way in front of you is going slow, it will just sort of like hard brake, and it's very annoying. But anyway, I couldn't believe it when I like put my indicator on to go in the other lane and overtake someone, and it was like drove for me, kept me inside the lanes. You have to keep your hands on the steering wheel like with enough tension, otherwise it'll beep at you and get angry. But I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, I love my car. If I had known this when I drove 12 hours straight a few months ago, that would have been good. But anyway, now I know how to not get a sore knee when I drive long distances. This morning I woke up, I read a bit of Stone of Tears. I should grab Stone of Tears actually and show you how far I am. One moment. I've read barely any. I've been so exhausted all week, and I've only now in the past day or two finally read anything significant of this book. But oh my gosh, it's so good. I don't care what anyone has to say about Terry Goodkind. Like, if you go on Goodreads, these books do not have good reviews, but I really like them. They're so good. So now I am 238 pages in of 1049. So I've still got heaps to go. but I'm getting there and it's really good. By the way, I've been meaning for weeks to show this bookmark. Look at this. This is from my favorite YouTuber of all time, Young Haiying. She is like an ASMR YouTuber, but not in the traditional overproduced sense. I don't like ASMR that's overproduced. Like the second they're rubbing their hands on like velvet or tapping on things, I'm not interested anymore. I love like the more unintentional sort of ASMR, and I was gifted this by her. Normally like you can win bookmarks from her and stuff by winning Kahoot games, but I think this time I was just like, we were in the chat of one of her live streams and nominating each other in the chat to receive a bookmark, and they nominated me. But it's so cute. It says, "Dear, my name. Dear Cyril, you remind me of my life in Australia, my best time." So sweet. I just love it. It's like a really good size as well for books. So I'm this far in and it's really, really good so far. I just wish we didn't spend so much time with the mud people all the time. I find the mud people annoying. But I swear, like, almost half of the last book was spent with the mud people, and this time, I'm this far in, and Richard and Kaylin, which is apparently how her name is pronounced, but I don't know, everyone in my family calls her Kalan, so I'm gonna call her Kalan. Richard and Kalan are still at the mud people, and we're 250 pages in. Ridiculous. And then I'm trying to work my way through my non-fiction TBR. So I'm reading The Scrap Iron Flotilla. I received this, oh my god, a while ago, like probably a year and a half ago. I received this in December of 2022 and I started reading it then, but I only got like, oh, maybe this far or something like that. So I picked it back up and I read pretty much all of this yesterday. I hope I can finish this over the next 2 days. I just want to knock non-fiction off my TBR. So this, I received, like, I got it as a gift because I had done like a course for work and I got the Student of Merit Award, and you get like a certificate, and then in this particular course they gave us like a book as well. So this is about, in the Second World War, HMA ships, god, let's test my Navy knowledge. Vendetta, Vampire, Voyager, there's 5 of them. Vendetta, Vampire, Voyager, Stuart, I'm pretty sure, and Vendetta, Vampire, Voyager, Stuart, and Waterhen. It's not just about those 5 ships, but it's kind of about the 5 ships in the Scrap Iron Flotilla that were like, they're destroyers that were focused on like U-boat detection. So it's about sort of all the battles that each of these ships was involved in the Second World War, and it's good because I didn't know much actually about the Navy in the Mediterranean. So much of the time in Australia when we talk about the Second World War and stuff, it's focused a lot on army, and then this is great because it's a bit more about the Navy, which is really good. But it's good. I like it. It's well written. It has a lot of journal entries from sailors and commissioned officers and stuff at the time. I kind of graze over those, I'm not gonna lie. I am just here for the narrative. Sometimes like the thoughts are good, but if there's like a big hunk of text that's just like some guy recounting what Mike just told us happened, then I will just skip over it. So it makes it a little bit faster to read. Maybe that's cheating, I don't know. I just want this book to not be looming over my head anymore. So in terms of non-fiction, I'm going to finish this, and then my next non-fiction will probably be, I think I'm halfway through a book about Alexander Hamilton, so I'll probably finish that. And then I think I have 2 more non-fiction on my TBR 3, but I've lent one of those books to a friend and I don't know if she actually has it anymore. So I have like my book about Alexander Hamilton, I have a book about Hiroshima and Nagasaki in the Second World War, I have a book that I lent to my friend, which is The Secret Life of Bletchley Park. I hope she still has it, I don't know. And then I have one about the CIA's like interrogation and torture techniques after 9/11. So yeah, I've got all that to read. But non-fiction's such a slog for me. I don't know why I always buy them. I'm like, I'm gonna be super educated and read all this non-fiction, and then I get them and 3 years later I read them. Anyway, so this morning I read Summer Stone of Tears in bed, and then I was like, I have to go to the gym. I haven't been to the gym in probably 2 weeks because I was waiting for my feet to heal, because my insoles in my runners are, I think, flogged out. I think I have just been I've overdone it. You only get so many hundreds of kilometers out of a new pair of shoes, and my shoes were incredibly expensive, so I don't want to buy new ones. So I'm hoping if I replace the inner soles, I can get a bit more out of them. But basically every time I run, I'm sliding a little bit in my shoes now, I think because I roll in. So I keep having like these massive blisters on the bottom of my feet. And then a couple weeks ago, we did like a sport thing for work, and we were playing Gaelic football. And when the ball was on like the other end of the field, me and my friends were like mucking around, and I was like doing some pirouettes, and I did pirouettes, and I like basically ripped all the skin off the bottom of my foot from the blisters. And yeah, so I was waiting for that to heal and just going for walks and stuff. But I was like, no, you have to go back to the gym and go for a run today. It's too hot to run outside, and I hate running outside. I actually prefer the treadmill, but I might be the only one. I went back in, and it was good until once I hit about 5Ks, my feet started hurting again, and sure enough, I have blisters, but it's okay. I'll just try not to overdo it. I was going to do like upper body after my run, but the gym was like kind of busy, which I wasn't really expecting on a Sunday morning, but the gym was kind of busy, and there were just guys on all the upper body machines, and I get way too intimidated to do free weights because everyone's like serious lifters in my gym. And then I came home and I tried to eat like some of the lunch that I had meal prepped, because I didn't get through it all for work last week because there was just like things on, and I didn't eat proper lunch every day. So I like froze 2 of the meals I had prepped and left 1 out so I could have it for lunch today. I heated it up just before, I ate like 2 mouthfuls, and there was just something in me saying, do not eat the rest of this. So we threw it out, which is such a waste. And now I'm having a protein shake, but I put peanut butter in it, and I think my peanut butter has gone bad. I don't know. I don't know if I'm just having bad luck with food today. My taste buds are being funny, I'm not sure. But I wish I hadn't put peanut butter in this protein shake. It's fine, it's just doesn't taste the best in the whole wide world. So I gotta get through this. This is gonna be my lunch now. So exciting. And then for dinner I'll probably have salmon bowl. Riveting. Then tomorrow, on my day off, I'll probably go to the gym again, do some reading, do some uni. For the rest of the day I'll read, do uni. I'm thinking of, I want to play more on my PS5 because I saved up for one of those for so long. I waited years and years and years. It felt like, honestly, between release, you could not get one with a disc reader for like 2 years here. So Christmas time of 2022, I finally got one. I've barely played it since I got it. It's such a waste. So I need to do it. I think the problem is the games I have, like, it's just, I'm just a girl, you know. And what I've got is God of War Ragnarok and The Last of Us 2, which are both excellent games, but so combat heavy, and The Last of Us scares me. And The Last of Us 2, I don't like playing as Abby. I'm literally so uninterested in Abby. Probably because she murdered my favorite character, but I'm not really interested in playing with Abby, so I think I might temporarily, it's been like almost a year I've abandoned it anyway, but I'm thinking I might abandon The Last of Us 2. I'll keep trying Ragnarok, but it's just so combat heavy, and what I really want to play though is Baldur's Gate 3, but I'm not going to buy that for a while because after yesterday and spending so much money on books, because I didn't just buy these books, that's the other thing I need to get to. So I got those 4 books, which was $250. And then sometimes when I spend money, it inspires me to spend more money. So I decided, you know what, I'll just buy all the books I've been thinking about getting today, and I'm gonna just have a no spend month, and like not just a no book buying month, like literally I'm gonna have a no spend month. If it's not groceries, I'm not gonna get it. I've decided next month, because this has just been ridiculous. Like, it cost me $185 to go to Shen Yun. They have no right to be charging that much money is all I'm gonna say. I know they take an orchestra and they have a lot of performers and they spend a lot on advertising, but that show should not be the ticket prices start at $120. They have no right to be charging that much. Anyway, sorry, I spent like a small fortune going to Shen Yun, and then I bought all those books. I also had to pay for tickets to, I didn't have to, but I decided I wanted to go to a event at work. It's like a ball coming up in the next few months, and then I didn't realize that we'd have to pay for tickets this week, so I had to pay tickets for that, which was like another $150. Bought those 4 books, and then I also ordered online a couple of hardcovers of books I really wanted. So I got from Booktopia I ordered the anniversary hardcovers of Circe by Madeline Miller, Song of Achilles. I ordered a paperback of Bride by Ali Hazelwood, because that's going to be like my book club read. We're gonna each like annotate a book and then swap and go through, and everyone's gonna annotate the books. So I'm gonna do Bride by Ali Hazelwood. And then I also ordered from Booktopia this really beautiful limited edition hardcover of A Court of Thorns and Roses. And then I went on, then I had to go on, then I went on Dimmocks, and on Dimmocks I got a hardcover copy of Fourth Wing, which I have read on my Kindle and I love it. I got a hard copy of Fourth Wing, and I specifically went on Dimmocks for it because I didn't want the plain white edges. I wanted the ones with the black sprayed edges with the dragon design on the side. So I ordered that, and then I also ordered from there the gift edition of Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare. I haven't read a Cassandra Clare book in a long time because she just overdid it with the Shadowhunters series. They were like killing me. But my friend read Swordcatcher. She said it's not Shadowhunters universe. It's like for a bit of an older audience. It's a new story, and I love the way Cassandra writes, so I'm going to read Swordcatcher. And then I went on this other website, I think it's called like Bluey Boo or something like that, and I ordered one of the special, like this beautiful creamy sort of white dust jacket for the hardcover of Fourth Wing I got, because I hate the fucking ugly gold dust jacket they put on Fourth Wing. I don't know, it's just not my thing. So I got like a different dust jacket to put on that. It was too much. It's too much. I spent way too much money this month already, and it's only the beginning of the month, so I'm not going to buy anything for the next month or so, so long as I can avoid it. Oh, and I got my car serviced on Friday, so that was $250. And then I had to spend like almost $100 on Ubers that day to get from the car. I was always going to get one to go from the car dealership to work. I could have catch public transport, but it was going to take me almost 2 hours to get into work if I catch public transport, and it was really hot. So I just got an Uber, and then I thought, oh, in the afternoon I can probably get my friend to drop me off at the car dealership so I can pick it up. But she's going camping, the camping trip I was supposed to go on, well, that I said I was going to go on to, but then didn't, because I wanted to go to this bookstore event. And then yeah, so she was going straight to camping afterwards, so she couldn't drive me out. So I could have caught public transport, but it was hot. So I got an Uber. Those are my priorities. So I spent way too much money. I'm not doing it again. It's ridiculous. I don't get, look, I get paid decently, but not enough to be living this sort of lifestyle. I'd need to be probably on 20 grand more to be spending the way I am. So I'm done with that now. It's saving time. I want to save up for another holiday. I want to save up for a house deposit, one of some century. Yeah, I have things I want to save for. So, oh, and my car rego is due soon. I don't want to pay rego. All right, that's enough talking about money now. That's what's going on in my life. Feel free to comment below and let me know what's going on in your life. I would love to know. All right, that's all from me. I'll see you next time. Bye.